Okay. Back on the case. The Fallen Idol. I'm almost positive this is the last quest of Traffic. I think. It sounds real familiar. Gosh. It's been quite a ride so far, that's for sure. Yeah. Oh, is this the, if this is the one I'm thinking of, I don't like it. Ooh. I sure do hope no one was in that car.
Phelps, Bukowski, you have a new case. 2 women, possible drink drive.
How is that a case?
The broad says she was doped and that somebody tried to kill her.
Where did this take place?
That's the bit you're gonna love. Right across the street.
What?
A Chevy Styline took a nosedive off the escarpment, fetched up underneath a Cola King billboard. Up to it, boys. We got bad guys to catch.
Cool.
The thing was, he was a really nice guy. I felt lousy tolerating him.
See you later, fellers. Try not to work too hard.
Look at you, bantering with the boys. It's a tear to my eye watching my caterpillar grow wings.
Aww.
I'm just trying to fit in.
Educated, hardworking, straight as an arrow. I hate to break it to you, Cole, but you'll never fit in at Central.
Poor Cole. He's just trying his best. Come on, partner! Thank you. Oh. 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 Okay, we're good. Okay. Cool. I almost hit someone. That would have been a great start to the case, wouldn't it? Okay.
Stop just ahead.
Alrighty.
Her face looks familiar.
Well, that's June Ballard, Tarzan's sister, beast of the Amazon. She's married to Guy McAfee. The captain has moved to Vegas now, but the 2 of them still have juice.
Juice, huh? I've got some juice.
Phelps, traffic.
Detective Phelps. Hey, Bukowski. Long time no see.
You could have called this in by megaphone, Enrique. Phelps, this is Enrique Gonzalez. Enrique was a pretty decent middleweight.
What do we have, Gonzalez?
Broad drives right through the empty lot and off the side of the escarpment. Her story is that a movie producer doped her and her friend and sent the car over the cliff.
Was anyone hurt?
Driver's beat up. Not too bad considering. If she hadn't hit that billboard, we'd be scraping both of them off the pavement. Passengers are Jessica Hamilton.
dang.
She's just a kid. She's pretty knocked around.
Kid gonna be all right?
I think so. They've taken her to central receiving. If you want to take a look around, stall the ambulance.
Thanks. Do that.
One more thing. Watch out for the driver. She cuts rough.
Interesting. Let's start by heading down there.
He's down by the crash site.
Head down there and take a look at the stuff on the car there. Always, 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 we want to gather as much evidence as possible before we talk to the suspects.
You'll want to see this, Phelps. There, laid out on the trunk. And that isn't even the best part.
Oh. Ooh, we got some... Whoa, okay.
They've been torn off. Where did you find them?
They were stuffed in the young lady's handbag. I'll run a trace for semen when I get back to the lab.
Yes. Run a trace for all of the Siemens. Dear Jesse, please, please, dear, come home. If you're worried about your father, don't be. All is forgiven. He has a hot temper and he can be very proud. But you're still his little girl and he loves you. I know he didn't mean those things he
She's
said.
a long way from home.
You're a good, decent girl, dear, and you're not made for Hollywood. I was 15 once myself. I wanted to be just like Clara Bow and wear lovely dresses and kiss handsome men. But once I grew up and married your father, I realized I would never have been happy in that life. You'll realize it one day, too. I'm sure Aunt Junie is just looking after you, but I can't help worrying. You know what your old mother's like. The world is a very dangerous place for young girls, especially ones with for a second there I thought that said stains. Stars in their eyes. Stars are nice to look at, but sometimes they can blind you to what's right in front of your nose. Emma and Molly miss you awfully. Emma's getting so pretty now, and little Molly is bright as a button, just like you were at her age. They need their big sister to look out for them. Dear, dear Jesse, please come back. I'm fighting for you. I can't help feeling something terrible is gonna happen. I cry for you every night. Your loving mother, Camille Hamilton. Okay, cool. Now that's out of the way. So she ran away from home to become a big superstar porn actress. Just actress. Not porn.
Looks like they're lucky they weren't more badly injured.
Been
Ooh!
unconscious. Being relaxed tends to lessen the soft tissue damage.
Is that all cars used to be, is just one big freaking speedometer? They didn't have any other sort of gauges on their dashboard like mine? Where I've got like heat and oil pressure and all sorts of other junk. U68 MTI? RTL, my bad. No use. Dang. Are you
Drunk
gonna
driver?
the corner?
Maybe not.
How so?
Well, a head I found without a body piqued my interest. See what you think.
Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. Is it real?
God, Phelps, you're a cutie.
I think it's supposed to be a replica of an Indian shrunken head. It's some kind of curio or movie prop. See the casting marks?
What's it made from?
Plaster of Paris would be my first guess, then painted.
So we can rule out the murder angle?
No, you can rule that in. That thing was wedging the accelerator to the floor. Whoever did it wanted these women dead.
Interesting.
How does someone manage to tip their ride straight off a cliff? If the driver's in a
Another
fit
day,
state, we
another
should
dollar.
ask.
I vaguely remember one time playing through this mission, and that guy that just said another day, another dollar glitched and said it like a dozen times directly to my face, like he had some news to give me.
Mrs. McAfee, we would like to ask you a few questions, if that's okay.
I prefer to use my maiden name, June Ballard. You might be familiar with some of my work.
Can you tell us what happened here?
You're kind of cute for a cop. Maybe a bit on the serious side.
What about me, June? I'm a big fan of
You?
Beast.
I don't like. Keep out of this.
Oh, poor Stefan. He's just trying to flirt. He likes you, lady. However, I don't. You seem like a right bitch.
We understand that you're still suffering from the effects of the accident, Mrs. McAfee. The officer says that you claimed that you were drugged. Who did this to you?
That rat slipped us a Mickey Finn. It's no wonder I feel so dopey. I can't remember.
BS, you knew what was going on last night. Yeah, I ain't believing it later.
It's a serious offense to withhold information from the police during a criminal investigation, madam.
I told you to call me June. You're making me feel like an old lady. And don't bother your handsome head about this. My husband will settle the score with Mark Bishop.
Mark Bishop, you say? Injured
What
female.
can you tell us about the passenger in your car?
Jessica Hamilton. Poor Jessica. It's been a rough day for her. She's desperate to break into movies. What more can I say?
Well, you can start by explaining to me why her underwear was
I think you're
ripped
lying,
off.
Mrs. McAfee. I think something happened to Jessica yesterday before the crash.
I'm offended, Sunshine. Do you have any proof?
Miss Hamilton's underwear were physically torn from her body.
She wanted to go to a casting. I took her to a casting. Whatever happened after that is between her and Mark Bishop.
It's kind of messed up. Aren't you her aunt?
We found a shrunken head that was used to tamper with your car.
You see, I normally don't drive off cliffs. The last thing I remember is getting behind the wheel.
No, you don't. Thought you just said you don't remember anything. Dum-dum.
It's obviously some kind of movie prop. You must know where it came from.
In case you hadn't noticed, I am the talent. And the talent doesn't deal with props or sets or any of that kind of stuff. Why don't you ask Mark Bishop which prop house he uses?
Right?
You mentioned a Mark Bishop. You think he might have had something to do with this?
He is a movie producer. As for his involvement, you just leave it to me and my husband to worry about.
No! You dumb!
I
You're
want
so
to know what
dumb!
happened between you two that made him want to commit a double murder.
Bishop offered me a part in his picture. Then he withdrew it. Fact is, we had a deal. I pressed him on it, and this is where I end up.
Mrs. McAfee, I think it would be in everyone's best interest if you accompanied Patrolman Gonzalez back to the receiving hospital.
I'm going to be okay. These guys can take me home after my lawyer and I have talked to the news hounds.
Mrs. McAfee, you are still under the influence of narcotics, and you're likely to go into shock once the drugs wear off.
And I thought you were a heel. It's nice of you to be concerned.
I think we're good here. Let's go see what we can shake out of the kid.
Yeah, it's definitely the kid that we want to be worried about. Poor girl.
KGPL to car 11K, 11 King. The car crash victim has regained consciousness at Central Receiving Hospital.
11K Roger, en route.
Alright. It's pretty neat that the hospital's like right next door to the freaking police station. For instances just like this. But we'll talk to the little lady on the next episode. Goodbye.